right, but I do think we are about ready to start the show. Unless people want to say something off record before we start. Now's speak now or forever hold your peace.
We are definitely live. It's on record.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Anyway, people, welcome everyone to the sixth episode already of the Trash TalkerZ podcast. I thought we were not gonna be able to talk about much this week, but then a bunch of stuff happened, and now we got plenty to talk about. We'll be here for about the next hour or so. We're gonna talk about not just Dragon Ball. We're gonna talk about some Guilty Gear as well, because the beta's still going live. Or is it? Yeah, is it? It's still going on. So, C4 might even be playing Guilty Gear on the side. Maybe that's why he doesn't even want to use his webcam. So we didn't know he's playing.
He's like, my webcam's not working. That's the secret.
I'm a Leo player. I don't lie. I just do cross-up wrecker until you're a bad player.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we got before we get into the topics. Of course, we got to introduce our lovely people. Of course, we got me. I'm always here. But to my right, we have a great Dutch brother, NickVee. How's it going, man?
Yo, I'm glad to be here again. It's been a while.
Yeah, man. Happy to have you back. So, how you been last week? Last couple weeks? Yeah, how you been, Nick?
It's been rough, but basically I'm not graduating. So that's there. Yes, but that means in 4 months I get a new chance, and that means I can work a little bit more to get a new PC, to get a good Dragon Ball going, and maybe if Guilty Gear is a big hit, if it's definitely gonna be,
when
maybe there's gonna be a good ass Guilty Gear, you know.
Yo, I'd be down for that. Mm-hmm. And of course, returning guest as well, the one, the only C4IQ. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. Just, hanging in there, playing games when I can, in between fighting games, still playing Pokemon. That's pretty much me.
Nice. Yo, there's been a couple rumors that we're gonna see a Gen 4 remake for Switch. How do you feel about that?
I think it's gonna happen, right? It's Nintendo. They're always gonna look for the next cash grab. It makes sense. I don't know if I'm gonna follow it too much. I kind of just play Pokemon in between games, so it's not much of a big deal to me. Hopefully they don't, because I don't want to have to keep buying a new console to play one game. But
you don't have a Switch yet?
Yeah, I've got a Switch, but it's literally only for Pokemon. Oh, actually, no, I've got Dragon Ball in it as well. I've got Dragon Ball in it.
All right. Nice.
But that's the only reason I bought it.
Fair enough. And then, of course, our competitive guest of this week is the one, the only RawKid, one of UK's finest. How are you doing tonight, man?
I am good. I just want offline back so that everyone can go back to Dragon Ball. Mm-hmm. No, I'm joking. People need to show Strife some love. But yeah, I'm good, man. I just memeing on Parsec with the UK Dragon Ball guys, and yeah, I just want offline back. Yeah, that's all I want.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah, amen to that. I'll even drink to that as well.
Cheers.
We got a couple things to talk about tonight. Of course, we're going to talk about the Strife beta, and we're going to talk about a little bit. I haven't watched it myself, but I kind of want to talk about the Japanese developer roundtable. I don't know if any one of you have catch that yet. If you have, fill me in, but I have not yet watched that. And of course, last Friday we did have a not kind of boring, but not say underwhelming. We had a Dragon Ball FighterZ show last Friday, and I think my expectations were a little high. Like, I wanted to see Gogeta things, but we didn't see Gogeta things. But we did get a new tournament. A team tournament nonetheless. And I'm gonna quickly just go through how that works. So every pro player, the top 4 of every country, was put in like a giant pile, and of every region, I think there was 5 regions in total, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. From every region, 1 player was added to a team. So we got 5 teams of each 4 players that were able to draft their characters. So when like one of the players picked like Goku GT, the other teams were not able to draft that character. So this looks at this to me is that Bamco is trying to have like a little fun with the pro players. I am kind of wondering how this is going to play out because like every team has like a different nationality. So I wonder how they are going to do that because you're not someone that's from US West is not going to play with someone from France or Spain. Mm-hmm. But I have a feeling that I from what I'm seeing right now, I think Bandai Namco just kind of wants to have fun and keep Dragon Ball Fighters in the news. Because I think because it's going to be at the Dragon Ball Games Hour, and with that event, we're probably going to see some things on Super Saiyan Gogeta 4. But I kind of want to get your guys' perspective on like how, like for you, for example, you NickVee, how do you see that playing out?
Well, first of all the teams are like, basically all the first places are put together and all the second place put together. Mm-hmm. That's how the teams were made. And I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna make a big round robin in each region, so Japanese players only play the Japanese players, but with the characters that have been chosen. And I heard that they have to announce who is gonna play what character.
Yeah, I just looked it up real quick as well. The drafts have already been made. So I'm just going to go through them real quick. We got the first team, which is Team Red. We got Kazunoko, Wawa, Shanks, Nitro Bros, and Jonathan Tenne. They picked the characters Kid Buu, Adult Gohan, Cell, Trunks, Android 18, SSJku, Ginyu, Blue Jita, Janemba, and Videl. Then we got the second team is Team Green, which is Goichi, Kaiden, Gropis, Hukenga, and Reynold. They picked GT Goku, Super Baby 2, Base Vegeta, 21, Kefla, Jiren, Blue, Gogeta, Krillin, 17, and Frieza. The third team is Team Blue with Fenrich, Yasha, Cloud 805, the Kill Sage, and Genny's God. They picked Broly, Z Broly, Base Goku, Gotenks, Teen Gohan, Beerus, Fat Buu, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Goku Black, DBS Broly, and 16. And then the last team is made of Bambaban, Gila Tigris, Double LL, and Subatomic Sabers. They picked Uaiku, Vegito, Bluku, Piccolo, Roshi, Yamcha, Bardock, Tien, Cooler, and Hits. So those are the team compositions. For those that want to check that out, go to Bandai Namco's Twitter page. You can look up the images as well, because that was a lot of words I just spoke. But those are the drafts. And I want to interject into what Nick was just saying. So it's like every number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4, like all the tournaments were put into teams and stuff. And that's how it basically is going to work. And yeah, you said it's going to be a round robin, but are they going to do it online? Like, how do you see that play out, Nick?
I think they're going to do it online.
All right.
That's literally it. I think they're going to do it online because I think it costs a lot of money to like have an offline studio or a place to hire. Mm-hmm. And maybe they want to do it, maybe they won't. But I think in France it will be much harder than in Japan right now. So maybe it depends on the region, but probably all will be online.
All right. C4, we went through the whole teams and stuff. Who do you see like... Sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, I already was going to say, I think the Kill Sage team, they've got the craziest characters. Gotenks, Z Broly, Tohan.
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, and Base Goku.
Yeah. This is wild.
They've got all the good characters, man. I don't know what to say. At first, I thought Goichi and Kaiden's team was going to win. Then they said about the character roster, like selecting which characters each team can use. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the Kill Sages got the craziest of characters, like the most solid, fundamental characters that go with the corresponding players.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them can play Tohan, a bunch of them can play Gotenks. Everyone and their mum can play Z Broly. Like it's fine. Everyone knows how to use basic QA.
I mean, Gen has got his kid. That's basically all he needs.
Yeah. I think Gennis got Fat Boo, right?
Yeah, he got Fat Boo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's laughing. The whole team's laughing, right? So all they have to do is make sure they keep the strongest characters for the player that's got to fight against the strongest opponent.
Yeah.
So it's probably Fenrich. Probably Fenrich is going to have to have his squad because they got SJ Vegeta as well.
Yeah.
Like the kill stage pick SJ Vegeta for Fenrich.
Yeah.
As long as he can beat Goichi, I don't see how they lose.
But I want to talk about the second team real quick. Because I look at the second team, which Goichi, Kaiden, Gropis, Hook, and Reynold. And I look at those characters. All of those characters belong to, like, all of those people in that roster. We got the Gogeta for... wait, fuck, no, I'm mistaken. But we got
Kaiden.
Yeah, we got for Kaiden. We got the GT for Goichi. Base Vegeta is for Hook and God. Krillin. Yeah, Krillin as well. I know Reynold plays a nasty Frieza. Kaiden is gonna take the 2 waifus as well for free. And yeah, Gropey's gonna get his Jiren, of course. And then like the other characters can go either way, I think, because like the characters that are left over are like kind of maybe they picked those because they were just strong. But yeah, Yassine, I was wondering how do you look at that at all of that?
The first thing that I looked at when I saw this was the fact that Jilla and Subatomic have Vegio.
Ooh, yo, that's a good point.
That alone is like a pretty big deal. And then, like, if you look at that, you've got Jilla's whole team right there. I don't know if he's still playing that team right now.
He plays Z Broly. I think he swapped Z Broly for Bardock, but obviously that wasn't long ago, so he's still got his actual team. Like, he's still got his actual team.
Okay, you've got that, and then Bambabang can play UI, and Yamcha, and Bardock. Double L, I don't know. What is his team currently?
It's Double L. He can play Piccolo. I know that.
Is it like I know he like I think he still plays Ginyu and those 3 alone, Bomberban, Jilla, and Subatomic, just them being able to play the characters in that square, UI, Yamcha, Bardock, and Vegio, I think that's a really big deal. Like as soon as I saw that, because not that many players know how to play against that character. Even though they think they do, people just still get hit by up back sword. So yeah, I feel like that's like when I looked at that, that was the first thing that came to mind. But yeah, as Mace like mentioned, Team Blue, the third team with Z Broly, basically just those 2 alone, the 2 best anchors in DBFZ. That's a really big deal. And Jay, as you said, Gennis God having his key.
Yeah,
that's a pretty big deal. Because again, not that many people know how to play against Beerus.
I mean, Gennis put Beerus on the map single-handedly.
Yeah,
I think there's like no one that can disagree with that. Like,
I would have said
Gennis.
Gropis.
Yeah, Gropis. Yeah, but both. I think Gropis made the Beerus Jiren shell, right?
Yeah.
He perfected that, but I think Gennis played Beerus, I think even before that.
He might have. I know he was playing Zamasu before Majin Buu.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know he tried out Beerus for a bit.
Yeah, and what I think is kind of funny, we've all talked about like players getting their characters, but I love how we are like not even talking about like how like if UI is even gonna make an impact on like the whole draft. Because at this point, I think people have figured out UI. Even though he can do like, he probably has like the widest tool set. I think the community has kind of like figured out how to like work around UI as much as they can, especially in like this level of competitive play.
Yeah.
It's definitely true.
Oh wow! For once, I haven't made a hot take about UI. Wow.
No, it's definitely true. I feel like the assist is still like a huge problem, man. That assist needs to get nerfed. But yeah, people have kind of just sucked it up and dealt with the fact that his defensive options are pretty silly. But yeah, on offense, he's not that. I feel like if you put UI in season 2, yeah, you'd have a lot more people complaining because snap mix would be wild. But his offense isn't too scary, and a lot of it can be like option selected. Like RMZ's posted like quite a lot of stuff on how to deal with UI. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, even though people have learnt to deal with the character, they still want the character nerfed.
Yeah.
Speaking about RMZ, please reply to my tweets. He's been ghosting me. I asked him to come on the show like 2 times. He hasn't even replied. But that's for a different time. But yeah, I like seeing this though. I like the involvement of Bandai Namco. I like them organizing something which shows me they are invested in Dragon Ball FighterZ as a whole. They don't just want to like squirt out fucking DLC characters, run a tournament scene every year, and then we're done. And like it repeats every year, which of course is not a bad thing, but they are going the extra mile and they're doing something fun with it, and that's what I like, because it shows that Bandai Namco cares about the community. They want to put stuff on, even though it's not a super serious, because of course this is not really super serious, it's just more for fun. But they are willing to put in the effort to like, hey, we had like a super serious tournament circuit. We're done. We had like really sick matches, but now we're just gonna have fun. And I really like that, and I wish more companies would do that.
Yeah, I mean, shouts to Damascus and Tyrant. I believe they actually put forward these ideas to Bandai Namco, and Bandai Namco said, "Okay, let's do it."
Nice. I didn't know that. That's actually sick. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been. I think it's like a half a year now that they've been assigned as the community link.
Yeah, they're the talents, right? Like they're top talent. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they forward their ideas to Bandai Namco and say like, "Yo, this could be pretty sick," and then in this case, Bandai Namco said, "Okay, you both have this idea. Let's combine them," and this is the event that came out of it. So. Yeah, I'm excited to see what that's going to be, but I'm also kind of excited to see what they're going to do for Dragon Ball, the game itself, after Gogeta.
I mean, there's a couple ways we can go, right?
Rollback.
Yeah, I think there are 2 options. There are 2 options. In my eyes, there are 2 options. Season 4, which is, in my opinion, the least favored option, I think. Or we're gonna see this is like the end of Dragon Ball FighterZ 1, and in like a year, maybe year and a half, we're gonna see a sequel. I think those are like the only 2 outcomes, because I would be very surprised if we're not gonna see a sequel of some sort.
Yeah, I think. I mean, the screen's getting kind of full with characters, right? I think they could squeeze out another season. I feel we would have heard something by now if they were going to do it. And I think I know there's like a million Dragon Ball characters, but I think at the moment they've got the main cast. I know that sounds like really stupid when they're, like I said, there's a billion other characters they could put in there. Raditz is the only one I still see people asking for, and a Bulma with a mech. I think that's more of a troll. But I'm down for Bulma with a mech.
I'd be down for, because Bulma is still like an iconic character of the whole Dragon Ball series. Like, not even Dragon Ball Z, but like Dragon Ball as a whole. But if you said like, because the game now has 21 playable characters. You said that the character screen is pretty full, but my favorite fighting game, which is still Marvel vs. Capcom 3, has 36. So I think there's still room. But I would rather see a sequel, is my take.
I think I don't know if I want a sequel. It's about time. I do think, Z's done its thing, right? It's brought brought multiple communities into one. It's been successful with the IP. The graphics are good. Balancing has been pretty good. There's like 1 or 2 outliers, but balancing wise, they got rid of a lot of things that people really didn't like about the game, like Snap and stuff like that. I know some people wanted Snap, but for the masses, and by that I mean people on Reddit and stuff as well, not just fighting game players. I think they've kind of pleased everyone to a degree. I don't know. They dropped the ball with UI. I don't know how they're letting that character rock, but it is what it is.
I mean, I can think of a couple reasons, but
well, he's Goku in it. It's hard to nerf Goku unless you're got the power of Tyrant Damascus and you can Mewtwo him into the ground. That's how you do it.
I mean, I still think UI Goku was made for season 2. You cannot say he was made for season 3.
Oh, sorry to interject. We got raided by LucasShot. Thank you so much for the rate, my man. Welcome everybody to the stream.
Let's go.
Good.
Go. Sorry for interjecting there, but I had to shout that out. Go ahead, Nick.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, I think I prefer games just getting updated instead of a new game. I feel making a new game is only necessary when the game's not fun anymore. Mm-hmm. I think Dragon Ball is still fun.
Yeah.
I think they've got a lot of room to like put in characters. We got Baby, and Baby's like at the moment is probably the most unique character in the game. After they've gone through all the avenues, they brought out Baby and were like, damn, they could do all this crazy stuff, like all these crazy mechanics, all these crazy like quirks characters can have. So I think I would like to see them flush that out before doing a new one. But you don't make money by pleasing everyone. You make money by selling new games. So
yeah.
I mean, Xenoverse has been out since 2016 and it's still getting updated.
True.
That's true.
That is a good point.
So I think they're still gonna do something with Dragon Ball Fighters, but it really depends on what it's gonna be because it has to. I mean, with Guilty Gear Strive and having rollback, you see every single DBFZ big name going to that game. So that means there's gonna be less media coverage of DBFZ, and that's gonna hurt the game in the long term, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, after Gogeta, I think this game is finished. Like, the game is done. But because I think Gogeta is gonna arrive in March. I think it's pretty safe to assume he's gonna arrive in March, maybe before or like during Strive's launch. And Strive's gonna take a lot of wind out of the sails of Dragon Ball. Because people are, I know it's still like, Dragon Ball is still like my favorite game to play right now when it comes to fighting games. But people are kind of done with the game. People have figured out most of the things that were able to be figured out. So I think people are going to move on to Strive. And that would be a perfect moment for Bandai Namco to be like, all right, Dragon Ball Fight's done. We're going to because Bandai Namco still has that contract with, I think it's Toei or Shueisha, where they have to make one Dragon Ball game every year. Like, they have to do that. I don't know when the contract expires, probably not for a couple of years, but I think they will approach ArcSys again, like, hey, we're gonna make a second Dragon Ball Fighters, and with Strive like releasing, I think it will be a great moment for ArcSys to maybe not go back to the drawing board, but like, hey, we're gonna make a new Dragon Ball Fighters game. This is what we're gonna change. This is what we're gonna add. I think that would sound very logical to me, even with the release of Strive and Gogeta. That the game is done, Strive can now do its thing, and then like as a side project, ArcSys can work on Dragon Ball Fighters 2 in like in a half a year, maybe a year, full development like goes like full force, and then maybe in like 1.5 years we get a sequel. That would be the timeline in my head.
That makes sense. Yeah,
I feel like if Gogeta is bad, that's really, really gonna affect the lifespan of the game.
Yeah.
If that character's whack, that's gonna give people leeway to just say like, Gogeta wasn't that good. Well, Gogeta from Super wasn't that good. So if SSJ4 is also bad, it's just gonna force people to run away to Strive. They're doing that anyway, like you said.
Yeah, Shadow in the chat points out as well, if Gogeta is a SSB palette swap, the game is done. So I think you're very correct in saying that. If the last, because of course the first impression matters a lot, but a final impression matters as well. So if they leave it on a high note, I think people are gonna fondly remember the game, and we're probably gonna see a sequel. But I think it's gonna leave a better impression.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like kind of my take. But yeah, are there anything you want to mention on like the new event they're doing? Maybe like about the Dragon Ball Games Hour, because of course at the Dragon Ball Games Hour we're gonna see Gogeta. Pretty sure.
I think the concept is good. I think having something other than tournaments, especially with like COVID and no one being able to do it offline, is important. Nationals were kind of like a mixed bag. Some people were like, "Oh, sick, we're getting something, pushed by Dragon Ball, like developers by Banco," which is always good to show people that your game's still alive, right?
Yeah.
And even this is a bit of fun. I kind of get the point in this because otherwise it would be like super lopsided, right? If they didn't have the drafts, and it would be kind of boring because we've seen all these players that have got in the not nationals now. What is it called? Tournament. We've seen them play at their best with their teams. So why would we want to see it again in a team format? It wouldn't make any sense. We're still going to go, well, X character beat Y character in nationals, so we know the results. This makes it way more interesting. It also helps them showcase the cast because obviously in nationals, half of these characters, maybe less than half, probably 30% of the cast was shown in nationals, just because of just how fun games are, right? Like when you are that good at a game, you can't really be seen picking mediocre characters, or you won't succeed. You won't get there. You got outliers like Gropus and Reynolds, kind of playing what they want. But yeah, this is a good way to showcase the cast, bar 2 characters that didn't get picked. Oh no, sorry, those 2 characters everyone can pick, right?
It's like Zamasu
and
Nappa.
They're out.
They're
Is it
out.
out or anyone can pick them? I thought anyone could
no
pick
one
them.
can pick them.
No one can pick them. Okay, I mean, no one's gonna be that upset. Maybe Genis because he played Zamasu at one point, but that's it, right? None of them play Nappa. So yeah, I think it's good for the actual game, showing that you can have top players use their characters, all of them. So it would be cool to see, I don't know, one of those top players bust out of Videl and smoke someone. That would be interesting.
But good Videl is scary as fuck.
Oh, I don't think Videl's bad. I just want other people to see that, and it's going to take a good player using it for people to understand it.
I mean,
team mode is beyond some people.
Sorry, Nick,
what's that?
Wawa kind of did that already.
Right? Yeah. Wawa did it. Yeah, Wawa definitely did it.
And I see Shadow going nuts in the chat that Zamasu's not low tier. Also, Shadow says, I think DBFZ is kind of too little too late, and now a real competitor comes out and they aren't ready. We don't even have alternate costumes or stages, let alone a playable netcode. Costumes or stages are neither here or there. I think that's more of an aesthetic thing. The netcode being pretty shitty is still is a big deal. I would have loved seeing just netcode, but I don't think we're gonna see netcode in DBFZ 1 anymore. But because we're gonna get into Strife as well in a bit, and the netcode is a big part of Strife, so we're gonna get into that later. Shadow also says IMO DBFZ should have went with their 1-year Evo success and ran with it. They could be dominating every fighting game. And then he says Zamasu's not low tier. Videl with Netmix is very scary, which is true. But
I agree.
Yeah, and with what he says, well, aesthetic is fair, but it keeps people interested. It's something I do agree on as well. When you add funky costumes and nice stages, it draws in people that are there not just for the fighting, but to look cool as well. Because of course you want your colors. Because I want my team to be a purple color. I don't care who I play. I want the purple color. If someone's gonna pick my purple color, I don't like it. And I did want to see more stage. We got one stage. We got one stage, but 2 characters, right? 1 or 2 characters have alternate costumes, right? Is only Videl?
I think so.
I think it's only Videl.
Yeah. So only Videl got a special costume, which is kind of whack.
I mean, if they added Super Saiyan Vegito, I would buy that. Yeah. Literally just a different hair color. I would do it.
Yeah, well, that's actually a good point. That's one of the reasons people love playing on Parsec so much, is that
mods.
They use mods.
Yeah.
And that's one of the main mods that people love. Even just to have it there in the game, Super Saiyan Vegito People love it. That's
Or
actually a really good point.
Super Broly in a bikini. The best wife.
Catering towards everyone.
But yeah, I think we've basically said what we could have said on the Dragon Ball thing. Unless people still have something, because I really want to get into Strife, even though I haven't played it. I want to get into it because I've heard people say, this is just from what I've heard, that if you live in the Americas and you play someone from Japan, it's great. And I think that's huge.
I heard that too. I saw a tweet from Sonic Fox, who played against a Japanese player. I think it was Goichi. And he played on Wi-Fi just to test the limits. And it was still great. They had a delay of 4 frames consistently or something, if I remember correctly. And it just felt great. It felt better than 2-frame Dragon Ball Fighters.
Can I like say real quick? I saw that Sonic Fox was streaming on his PS4.
Mm-hmm.
This is not good. This is actually one of the things I hate about Strife, or not Strife, more like the people playing Strife.
Mm-hmm.
When they do this is gonna give everyone the okay for when tournaments happen to play in Wi-Fi.
Right.
This is enabling people to have bad connections.
No.
Like rollback with a bad connection is worse than delayed, because in rollback you get teleports.
Mm-hmm.
You get people jumping and then they're on the ground, so you can't anti-air them. At least in delay, you still see the jump, you just can't anti-air it. So please don't do what Sonic Fox did and start playing on Wi-Fi against people in JP, because you can. I know you can drive a car with your feet. It's not a good idea. Don't play on Wi-Fi.
It's possible, but it doesn't mean you should.
I mean, Sonic Fox, to add to in his defense, he did tweet right after it, like, this is not a gateway to use Wi-Fi. Please just use the cable.
Mm-hmm.
This was just to test the upper limits. And I think I saw Mamba Lamba tweet about it as well, and he actually plays on Wi-Fi a lot, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm I know about that one, Mamba Lamba.
But
that's not goat behavior.
Mamba hasn't got a choice, right? Like, obviously IRL stuff, he can't play with a connection, but he doesn't enter tournaments. Like, he's being responsible. He's being a responsible human being. Yeah, someone who's got an Ethernet cable and chooses not to do it. If Sonic Fox is doing it for science, I'm fine with that. Just don't let people think it's okay to do, please, because everyone else is going to suffer. Like, rollback is good. It's not like 100% like the best though. There is still problems with rollback, as we're seeing with the beta. Like, people get kicked off left, right, and center. So
I've heard that as
responsible.
Well. Like, what's with that?
Yeah. Servers, man, they probably wasn't ready for the influx. Like, there's so many people playing it, man.
Isn't that like one of like the huge reasons why you hold a beta, to see like what your servers can handle? So I mean, it makes sense, but that's like one of the major reasons why you hold a beta. Of course, it's for player feedback, but it's mostly to check how the servers are going to be on launch day. Because of course,
it's definitely a stress test. Like, but the thing they did is the first day was influencers. The next day was people pre-ordered it. The day after was everyone, and that's when it went like crazy tipped up. Yeah, it went like it just fell apart when everyone was on it.
That makes sense. But yeah, C4, you are probably our resident Guilty Gear competitor, most invested Guilty Gear person in this lineup. Talk to me, Strive. Is it good?
I'm gonna crack open a Red Bull just for this. Because I want to hear what you said.
Okay, Strife compared to Rev, I think it's good. Not for me. I like it. I still like it. I think it's good because it's probably the best game to find the middle ground for casual, quote unquote, players playing it and depth. So at face value, it's like, oh, okay, cool. No Gatlings, and it's pretty like target combo heavy. There are Gatlings, but you don't need to learn them. Like, it's basically the same button into itself. So
like an auto combo?
Kind of, but the attack's the same.
Oh, okay.
So they've got priority moves. So not priority moves, distance dependent moves. So
yeah.
From close range is one button, from far away is another button. Yeah, so they've got that. So you can do
Street Fighter
SX.
has that as well, right?
No, you had the command normals in Street Fighter. So
Is
like
Granblue.
Yeah, there was.
Numbers,
I did play a game for a short while that did have like proximity-based buttons.
old Street Fighter used to have it. Like Street Fighter 2 had it. Street Fighter 4 and 5, they've got command normals. Because Ryu had solar plexus, which was forward heavy punch.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, so that's a command normal. But in this game, if you're far away, your S will be different to if you're close up.
All right,
you'll be different animation. But yeah, which is cool. The game, like I said, is really good for people that haven't played a Guilty Gear before. It's got a really decent tutorial. Well, I say it's got a decent tutorial, not as good as Rev, but Rev was way more complicated, and it had a lot of fluff in it that people didn't need to know to prove that they're good at a fighting game. Like you had to know every character had 2 different wake up timings, and they were individual to the character, face down and face up. So if you wanted to be really good at your character, you had to know what Oki you can do on what character. That's not including combos, block strings. There was so many different things you had to learn to be decent at Rev. This game, it's not like that. You can have fundamentals and do well, and then if you want to build upon that, you can learn the specific stuff. So that's cool. It doesn't feel like it's kind of like Rev was very elitist, and I'm sort of like that. When I talk about Rev, I'm like, you guys don't know how easy you have it. Like Rev will do that to you because it was so complicated, and I don't like that. I don't like that I had to have a PhD to be good at a game.
I mean, was it as hard as Under Night? Because I've heard Under Night has like character specific and situation specific combos for like everything and everyone.
Yeah, RawKid knows more.
Yeah, I've played Under Night, and I could definitely say Rev's way worse. Rev is 100 times.
By the way, I remember what game had proximity normals. You'll never guess it. It was Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Yes, it did. Yes, damn, I forgot. I played that game and I forgot. Yeah, proximity normals are in that.
By the way, really quick, I want to shout out Shadow real quick. He's in the chat. It was his birthday last week, so happy birthday to Shadow.
Happy birthday, dude.
And he also said MK11 is in shambles too because of Shiva Stomps, DBFZ falling out of place because netcode. And I think to touch on Dragon Ball FighterZ real quick, just for the last time, I think the netcode is the thing that is what's hurting the game the most. Also, we got 13 viewers. Welcome, everyone. That's like top viewership from what I've had. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Welcome to the show. Shout outs to everyone in the chat.
So, Under Night had an issue of the game. It was a glitch called throw priority, right? And it didn't affect that many characters, but it was throw priority is given to, I think it's player 1 at the start of the match. And depending on who has it, certain combos and mix-ups work and don't, and vice versa. And whoever throws the opponent, even if the opponent techs the throw, you gain access to the throw priority. So it was kind of like a coin. It's like on one side you have like throw priority stuff, and then on the other side you don't. With Rev, it's way more complicated. Like May said, you've got different techs, different block strings. There's so many different things. So yeah, I definitely think it's way worse in Rev than it is in Under Night. So and they also patched out the glitch in Clear, so it's completely gone now. So people don't have to suffer anymore.
So like, from what I'm hearing, Strive is like easier to get into, like a lot easier to get into.
Yeah, you don't need to. Sick. I actually think if you didn't play Rev, you'll do better in Strive.
Oh, then I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop playing Rev. I tried to play Rev. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, don't wait. If you're playing Rev to get good at Strive, it's the worst thing to do. I know some streamers have told you to. Like, some streamers have said that they're doing it or they're advising people to do it. It's terrible. It's like teaching someone, relearn how to ride your bike so you can drive a Formula 1 car. It's so different. It's pointless. It's so pointless. That there's attack levels in that game, right? Mm-hmm. So there's like, I think there was 6 attack levels, and that's what determines how clashes work. So this move would clash with this move. It also affected insta-block. So you'd go, okay, this move is attack level 2. So when I insta-block it, I'm going to shave off 5 frames, 5 extra frames. So if it was +6, now it's only +1. so I can challenge with throw up. Yeah, that's how dumb the game was. Do not learn Rev to understand Strife. There is 0 point.
Right.
Play Street Fighter 5. You'll learn more from playing Street Fighter 5 on how Strife plays.
Is it that neutral based?
It's way more neutral based. They've tried to eliminate Oki.
Oh,
That's why they've got the wall smash. So you don't get like, I know RawKid will know about this. They basically went, you know what Milia and Zato did? You can't do that anymore because once you do like a 3-hit combo in the corner, you go back to neutral.
You get the stream transitions.
It's kind of like I think the best, and Mace can call me out if this is a bad comparison, but it feels like Rev it went from Marvel 3 to just mix oki constantly to Dragon Ball. So when you kill a character in Dragon Ball, you go back to neutral. It seems like that in Strive now.
Yep, that's exactly what it did. That was the whole motive, I think, behind Dragon Ball. Was like, we don't want to have it like Marvel where people just snowball the way to victories. They took away Leo's counter. It doesn't counter burst anymore. They took that out because they don't want snowballs. They don't want someone to be having, because Guilty Gear doesn't have a combat mechanic. Like straight up, it just doesn't have one. So when you have a lead, it's very hard to come back. So they tried to stop the snowball effect, so at least you have a chance to come back. They haven't given you a tool. They're like, look, it's pretty peak when you're losing in this game. The best we're gonna do is put you in neutral, but the person who smashed you through the wall is gonna get way more bar now. That's you're not getting rewarded for losing anymore. You're given a chance, but you're not getting rewarded. Where a lot of games do that. Like Marvel, you get a stronger X Factor and stuff.
X Factor level 3 was busted to hell anyway.
Yeah, you don't have that in Guilty Gear. Like you just get beat. You just lose, and it's humbling and it's nice. I think it's good to understand that Guilty Gear is hard fundamentally because it is one of the only games that doesn't reward you for losing. I prefer that. If I lose, I want to lose knowing that I got outplayed, not because, well, he had TN with 5 bars and I got blasted. And I've done that to people. I've definitely hit someone with a 2 and gone, guess you lose now, right? Because I've got X Factor and TN. Like, I don't.
30 frame overhead.
Yeah, exactly. But that doesn't really happen. So far, that doesn't happen in Guilty Gear. So it's really good. I think everyone should try it. If you're into like single player, like 1v1 fighting games, definitely try it.
Yo, I'm down. Like from what I've heard, I was kind of hesitant because I've always known that Guilty Gear is very hard to get into. Like especially the older ones, especially Rev. Rev was super hard to get into, and I tried it. It was like, it felt like banging my head against a solid reinforced titanium wall. That's what it kind of felt like. But for what I hear now, that it's way more accessible, it's not as hard to pick up as Rev. I'm definitely down.
Definitely try it.
But that's also because like Dragon Ball is kind of getting a little bit boring, and I want to get into something different as well.
It's a very good game. I don't think you have to main this game to enjoy it. Where Rev, you had to main it, or you just don't play it. It was one of the two.
Okay.
I do have a question though, C4. I have been playing Rev a little bit, and not to learn the neutral or whatever Rev has, but literally just to get used to the button layout. Is that still a good thing to go ahead with? Literally just the button layouts.
Me personally, no, because I just play on default. Whatever I'm playing, I just play on default. I don't change buttons because I've got a memory like a sieve. So when I go to a game, I can't remember my button layout. So I just play on default. What Guilty Gear players will tell you to do is, have you heard the N layout?
No.
Okay, it's so stupid. People told me to do this in Rev, and I was like, nope, just going to use default and the macro. So the thing with Guilty Gear is it's a cross between Street Fighter and anime games because it's got P and K, which are punch and kick.
Yeah.
And it's got slash and heavy slash, which is basically medium and heavy.
They have D as well.
Okay.
Yeah, D's unique, basically.
That's
D's
like dust, right?
In Dragon Ball. Yeah, that's dust. So they've got half of the Street Fighter sort of layout where you've got a punch and a kick button. But then for strengths, they've got a slash and a heavy slash, which is more like anime. We have like ABC. So for some reason, they've got P and K where you would have it on Street Fighter, right? Then where you have medium punch, they have slash. And where you have heavy punch, you would have heavy slash.
Yeah. And then
so
like
now
dust,
you're thinking,
dust is like assist one.
No, a dust is at kick 3, so heavy kick, roundhouse.
Yeah, but what would
Medium
be
kick is empty. Medium kick's empty. That's why it's an entry. Yes, that is a Guilty Gear layout.
That's weird.
Yep, doesn't make
That's
sense.
weird.
Don't ask me. I said
That's
I'm
weird.
not doing that.
That's weird.
I'm
I had
good.
like because I played some Rev and I want to get used. I want to get what's a good like button layout. So I had like light punch was my punch, light kick was my kick, then medium punch was my slash, heavy punch was my heavy slash, and then medium kick was my dust. That's what I like kind of ran with. But it did like because of the combo structures, like you can go from like in Rev you could go from like LP to slash to heavy slash and then dust. Mm-hmm. The button order felt a little weird. So yeah, I kind of I see. I'm just gonna see what like Strife tells me to do when it comes out in tutorial. Because what because I talked to Yassine as well like before the show started. Apparently, the tutorial is actually like smart, and it knows when you are like doing things that they have not covered yet, and they will actively compliment you for trying to do new stuff, even though they haven't taught you that yet.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So if you like RC or like burst, it will say like, oh, you know what like a rapid cancel is. Like we haven't even got to that yet. So I was like, damn, like
that's
like
sick.
Kai will like compliment you. I'm like, yo, that is pretty sick. Like, that's
the cyber pat on the back. I'm about that. That's
it's so cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's sick. Yeah. To be honest, the worst thing about Guilty Gear is probably going to be people like me that play Rev, and they're going to tell you should do this. That's probably the worst thing about Strife. It's going to be the old people telling you guys that you're doing it wrong. Just can I swear?
Sure, go ahead.
Tell them to fuck off, man. Even me, just tell me to fuck off. Just don't.
Boomers.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be like that because when I got into Rev, I got the same stuff. Like this game is not as hard as Accent Core. Yeah, I went through this, and I was like, I'm just gonna play my own. I'm gonna do my own thing. I played Leo. I got called a scrub. I'm just unga bunga. I'm face rolling.
You got first, man.
I got first. Yep, I got first with my face, and I'm happy about it. I got first while sniffing glue, and I'm going to do the same in Strife. But I just want people to play the game how they want. No one has the formula to Strife because it doesn't play like any other Guilty Gear. It doesn't play like any other Guilty Gear. So the same way everyone came into Dragon Ball and had their own ideas, you can do the same in Strife because it's got the same IP. Don't listen to people that played Guilty Gear beforehand. They're not. They're not right by default. No way.
Yeah.
We don't want any
Jacko
gatekeeping.
and Strife, dude. Jacko and Strife.
Yeah.
Oh, he really wants Jacko. Yeah.
I kind of wonder as well, but didn't she die in Rev?
In the story, I think she died. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like no chance probably, unless they get revived. Like.
I mean, it's Arxis. They'll figure something out.
But
yeah, I want to touch on something. I played some. I played some Rev because I thought I was gonna get used to like the Guilty Gear combo system, but apparently it's changed like everything.
Yeah, you can't do stuff like PK/heavy. That doesn't Gatling anymore.
Okay, but yeah, I tried a couple characters, and the character that like I enjoyed the most was Johnny because he's cool as fuck. The way he looks, I'm like, yo, this guy is fucking cool. He has a fucking hat. He has sunglasses. He throws coins. Like, this guy is super fucking cool. But then I look at the Strive rosters and he's not there. I'm like, the character I really wanted to like learn how to play is not there. So that kind of. But yeah, I've heard some stuff about Leo. So sorry.
Nah, Eno got sunglasses. So
Eno's got sunglasses.
She got that covered.
Yeah, dude. I saw the Eno trailer to him. Like, all right, I'm sold. This is if I'm gonna play Strife, that's gonna be my character. A girl with a guitar that can like float. Because I tried her in Rev as well. Because she looked cool. And I'm like, yo, this chick is cool. So and of course we're gonna because I think there's 16 playable characters at launch, and they already announced a season 15, pass.
Right? The only two we've not seen is Angie, the guy with the fans and the butterflies, and Eno. But all the others were in the beta.
And we've got like 5 characters in the season pass, right?
Yeah, I think they'll put either Johnny or a Johnny substitute. They always do. Johnny didn't come out 2 years after Rev dropped because it was signed before Rev. Then instead of saying like season 2, they just called it Rev instead of sign.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all Xards. Johnny was like one of the last characters to be dropped in that game.
He's apparently one of the best, right?
He's the reason a lot of people stop playing the game.
Oh,
he's that
bad.
Yeah, he's that bad. He's unreasonably good.
He's like the UI of Rev 2.
Worse. I say
Wow.
worse. I might be biased. Wow. I might be biased, but I think me and a few people would say he's worse. Actually, the Evo champ Omito was playing Strife today, and people were asking like, "Oh, you still playing Guilty Gear?" He's like, "No one plays me. No one plays Rev anymore because Johnny's just that good."
Yeah. By the way, Omni has a question for you, C4. What do you think of Nago?
I think Nago's for big brain players, and at the moment, there's not many people that are ready to take on that mantle. Oh. There's a lot more glue stiff and Leo players like myself than people that are going to want to think. The way they balance that character, because there's a character called Sin, and Sin in Rev was the problem before Johnny came along. But what they've done is they've basically made his meter management paramount to the character. So if you can't just spam really good moves because you get punished by going into like Golden Freezer form, basically.
Oh.
And it's punishable. That's how they've worked it. So if you keep using the good moves, you're going to go into a form where you can't use good moves anymore. You can only use normals, but they do more damage.
Yeah, kind of like, what's his name? Kai Kishke? What was it? The son, dude, that eats foods.
Sin.
Oh, Sin. Yeah.
Sin. Yeah, so Sin he could cancel specials in the specials like Yuki or Nago. But when he ran out of food, he just had to eat. That was it.
Yeah.
Nago's the other way around. When you keep using your special moves, you go into the blood form, and then you can't use those special moves, and you've got a recovery on the transformation.
Oh.
So, yeah. He hasn't got an air dash either, or a run.
Not my character.
Yeah, he's like Huckerman from Blaz.
Yeah, he really reminds me of
Huckerman. C4. So, as a total Guilty Gear noob that doesn't know anything, not anything, that barely knows anything about like even the series and how the characters play, if a noob like me would pick up Strife, which I definitely am going to do now because I'm super hyped, which character would you advise me to play to just learn the game, learn how the combo system works, and just learn all the mechanics?
Geo, because she doesn't play like a Guilty Gear character, and you won't learn bad habits. All the other characters will teach you bad habits. Geo plays like Cammy, and Cammy's just fundamentally solid.
That's the girl with the tits, right?
The dog. I definitely thought he was gonna say dog, but yeah.
The dog with the shirt. She looks cool as well, but I don't want to. Then the problem is gonna be if I play that character and my girlfriend walks in, I'm gonna get a weird look.
I mean, she's got a dog. Just say you're playing it for the dog.
That's all right.
Yeah,
and it's because she's a redhead.
I mean, it's going to be way harder to justify playing Eno.
That is true. That's a good point. I put myself into a corner there.
Yeah, there's only one reason people play Eno. It's not for the movement. Trust me, it's definitely not for the movement.
I mean, I like she had a guitar. Like I love music. Like, oh no, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm really big. I don't even play guitar, but I'm big into music. I listen to it every day. So like, a girl that looks kind of cool with a hat and a guitar that fights. That's appealing to me. And of course, you get the two big added bonuses, of course.
Yeah, no, I think, so from my perspective, Geo plays like Cammy, and Cammy's a very fundamental character in all Street Fighter she plays. Like, if you learn Soul, you're going to be reliant on certain attacks. If you play Leo, you're going to be reliant. Maybe Kai as well, actually. Kai's kind of very footsie-based poke.
I've heard Kai is like very fundamental basics as well.
Yeah, he's always been like that. But I think Geo's a bit better because this is Geo's first game, so there's no
Really?
She hasn't been in any other rev. She's a new character.
Yeah.
So there's no preconception on how to play her. Like, everyone kind of goes into a new game. Like, I know RawKid's probably had this with like Blaz. When you go into a new game with your character, you're like, okay, cool. This is what I used to do. Can I still do this? You don't have that with Geo because she's never been in the game.
You boot up. It happens with Guilty Gear as well. I know it's happened to you, mates. You boot up. You're like, oh, what did they do to Soul? What did they do to Kai?
Yeah.
What did they do to Leo? Like,
And with
it's the
Gio,
first
you're
thing
like,
you do.
okay, what this character? But as kind of want to ask you, what kind of archetype is Gio? Is she a rush down? Is she zoner?
She's sort of like Jam from Rev. She's a rushdown.
Okay,
She's a rushdown, but she's got
I like that.
she's got a cannon spike, or was it cannon spike?
The
kick
forward
thing.
move or the downward move?
Yeah, the forward move. The
That's
forward move
spiral
from
arrow.
Cammy.
No, spiral arrow.
Spiral
the
arrow, that's
Gogeta
one.
2M.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, that's the one. She's got that, and it's safe on block. She's got Vegito. Her far S is Vegito 5L. Super easy to hit confirm. She's got overhead. Did you play Jam much in Rev?
Who me?
Jay. Yeah. Did you see Jam at all?
Jam. Who is that? Remind me.
The chick. The chick with the reds. Her default costume was red. She done like martial arts.
Did she have? She has like the gun.
No, that's Elfelt.
Oh no, then
It's cool.
Let me give you some perspective. I tried a little bit of Kai. I tried a little bit of Soul way back. I tried Johnny, and I tried Eno, and a little bit of Slayer. That's who I tried.
Okay. So you know Fat Boo Butt Slam?
Yeah, of course.
She basically has that, but it's safe on block, and she can TK it and make it stay same side.
Oh,
It's so safe on block you can true string into 5p.
oh,
That's crazy.
okay.
That
That
is kind of absurd.
interesting. That is really
you have to interrupt it. You can't allow her to do it. You have to stop her from doing it in the
It gives
first
you like a
place.
free
have to
mix,
match 5p.
basically.
Yeah, so you have to 5p before you block it, but she's got frame traps like close S, or close S, far S, like Cammy, where she's like Street Fighter 5 character. So I think she's got a DP, but it's not invul. It's just really quick. It's actually the same as Majin Buu's cartwheel. It's just super quick.
Well, that's like frame 4, right?
Yeah, something silly like that, where it doesn't need invincibility because it's too quick. She's got this. It's basically the same animation. She
So
just does
it's like her
cartwheel
whole
right.
model is a hitbox.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
It's all hitbox, no hitbox. That
All
is
hitbox.
kind of. I am like really down. Why do we have to wait till April, man?
unfortunate.
I wanted to ask Mace. Oh, sorry, sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
No,
I was gonna say,
Nick,
as a Dragon Ball player, I'm definitely gonna play Milia.
Part of the Milia Rage Gang, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to mix?
I mean, I was always interested in playing her because I really like mixing and stuff. Playing very fast, going for mixes, and if I get smoked, then I get smoked hard. So like the high risk, high reward stuff.
So it's 18. It's right. It's like 18, right?
Kind of.
Is it? Yeah.
18, maybe 21.
I've
looked up Milia real quick. I remember her. I like her design. Her design reminds me of Colleen, and I really like Colleen's like visual design. Gameplay design, it's neither here nor there, but her visual design was always very appealing to me.
Cool. Yeah.
She has like the same jacket, but it's yellow. I like the long hair, so I pick people like off of aesthetics a lot as well. Of course, I always like Rushdown. Like Rushdown is my thing. But there's a reason why I pick Trunks. He has a big ass sword. That's all I care about. He's cool. He's cool as fuck. I want to play characters that are cool as fuck. So
you don't play Janemba. What's that about?
Yeah, you need to play Janemba, dude.
He's not as cool as Trunks, dude. Trunks is just cooler because he's a good guy. All right. He reminds real quick. One of the reasons I picked Trunks was because he had a big sword and he reminded me of Dante because he had like cool flip combos. So that's the reason why I picked Trunks, because Dante will always be my favorite fighting game character of all time.
Mace, I wanted to ask you, and don't roast me on this. I know it's a beta. What are your thoughts on like the game's like current state? I know it's a beta, but like
that's cool.
I wanted to try Chip, and like everyone's saying he's trash. Potemkin's now like blown up, and he's like top tier now. Like, what are your thoughts on it?
All right, cool. I won't roast you because I went down.
I know nothing. I literally know nothing.
No, it's cool. Okay, so Chip. The problem with people is they lack confidence in fighting games, or no, in their ability to play fighting games. If you have a character that has low health and you're bad at neutral, then that comes into play. If you're good at neutral and you've got a character of low health, it makes zero difference. You can look at any other game that had health differences, like Street Fighter 4, And who was one of the best characters? Akuma.
Yeah, the Undernight as well. I played Seth, and he was the best character in the game, and he had the lowest life.
Exactly.
Same
The
goes for
characters that have
Marvel.
low health.
Like Phoenix had like 400k.
Phoenix,
She was
yeah.
the best character.
The reason they have low health is for balancing because they have all the tools. But no one wants to say that. They want to look on Twitter, see that Chip gets hit by a counter hit and dies, and it's like, well, someone with good YouTube won't get hit there.
Yeah.
That's
definitely
a bad
true.
player gets hit counter hit. So bad players can't play Chip. People see that and go, I'm not confident enough to not get hit by random supers. That's a them problem. That's not a Chip problem. So I say, if you're confident in how you can learn a game, pick Chip. There's no difference between picking Chip and Milia.
It's the
Same.
El Clasico pixie dust.
Yeah,
It's like that in every fighting game, though, man. Like,
100%.
yeah, Persona,
It always works
Yosuke,
like that.
Undernight, Seth, even SF4, Seth as well.
Yeah.
Akuma, like,
No one says Seth was bad because he had low health.
yeah,
No.
they definitely they don't want to get crucified.
Yeah.
They definitely don't
No,
want to say
because
that.
Problem X would pull up on them and smoke them with this
Yeah.
low health character. But
It's so true.
for some reason, everyone's forgotten the past. So yeah, Chip's a bad character. Pot's amazing. And again, this always happens. Every time a game has a grappler, the grappler always seems to be the best character in the game.
At the
It happened
start.
with Geef. Yes, at the start. Geef, Hugo, Wallstein, and Eunice, because he had infinite. It was like,
That was the dark timeline. That definitely.
the thing is, RawKid, he still has the infinite, right? But he just wasn't top tier anymore because people learned the matchup, right?
Right now he doesn't, but yeah, the game, I think it was in the original Undernight, he still had it, but yeah, people just learned the matchup.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
But
what's
yeah,
the,
they,
wait,
they
what's
took
the
it away
grapple?
after that, but yeah, it's true. I think he did still have it.
They
Real quick,
took
what was
the
it?
infinite away before he was top tier. Like every game with grapplers, it always happens. It's like, oh my gosh, how did you get away from grapplers? They're the best in the game. Then you learn to zone, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Pot is, in my personal opinion, is poo because they took away the one thing that helped him with zoning, which was he's got a move called slide head. It's a low unblockable. They made it blockable now, so he actually can't get in against viable characters.
So it's like give me a comparison, like Tien slide, but it's unblockable.
No, so he didn't move. So what he did is he would stay in the spot. He would fall on the ground. There'll be a shockwave like Cooler, like the Cooler shockwave. But that used to be unblockable. So if he was on the ground, it hit you regardless. But now you can block it low. So
Oh, it's like hits grab.
yeah, technically, yeah. But he wouldn't grab you; it would just knock you down. It would make a hard knockdown, so you could get in. Yeah.
Okay.
So they've taken that away now. He's got a move called Hammerfall, which is like it's basically 16 5H. It's an armor move that moves forward, but it's only got one hit of armor.
So it's probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, now I just don't see how he gets on anyone with multi-hitting fireballs. Leo, Zato, Kai.
It's really just sounding like you're saying, just wait till the game comes out, everyone's gonna get smoked.
Just get good.
Yeah.
But I think like it's. I mean, I haven't played the beta myself because I don't like consoles, but I think talking about like a character being good or bad in a beta is asinine. I think it's completely.
It's definitely true.
It's not. It's ridiculous. It's like because people have like this weird obsession with tiers and having to put a character on a tier list on a certain point, and it needs to be there. And if anyone has a different opinion, they're wrong. And I think people obsess, especially at the start, when people ask, "Yo, is this character good? Is it good? Is he good or is he bad? Is he suck? Is he godlike?" I think stop asking that and play the game yourself. Because if you like a character, for example, if I end up picking up Gio or Ino, and either of them turns out to be bad, and I've put like a ton of time into them, I don't personally care. And especially now, like I understand, like Yassine, why you asked C4 that question, because of course you want to know how like your favorite character, potential favorite character is gonna play. But once again, I think talking about tiers this early into it when the game is not even out is dumb, and you shouldn't do it.
Just wait.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
sorry.
think it is interesting because it kind of like this is pretty much the only time you're gonna see what Arxis thinks about what balancing should be. So in that regard, I think it's it is fun to talk about the characters. In the end, it doesn't matter, but it does show the perspective of Arc System and how they see the game, how they think the game should be balanced. But in regarding to tier list, I am going to blame streamers who are making sub goals. Like, yo, if I hit 80 subs, I'm gonna make a tier list, and
it's free content.
That's a stupid culture, and that is what's fueling everyone else's thoughts about.
Yeah, because if a big streamer makes a tier list,
I hate it.
Like the viewers are gonna go into other streamers like, yo, like Sonic Fox made a tier list. Sonic Fox isn't gonna do that because he's smart. He did.
Oh,
yeah, he made one.
I mean, then he's smart for making content. He made money on it. That was smart.
No. Look, he did say this is a tier list that's for me. He put 21 as the best character in the game because, in his opinion, and for himself, 21 is the strongest because he is the best on 21. He feels like.
Yeah. I mean, we talked
Kazunoko did the same thing, right? Yeah. Kazunoko puts 18 in C tier because he thinks that I can deal with 18. She's bad for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's bad to me.
Yeah, we talked about this like I think a couple episodes ago.
Yeah,
that it was. I think we all kind of agreed with like Damascus's take about tier lists.
Mm-hmm.
Like a tier list is the way a certain player. Wow, Plug just going nuts. A tier list is how a certain player sees the game in his environment. That's why Koichi puts SSJku in bottom tier. Because if you run with solo SSJku versus Koichi, he's going to block until the timer runs out. He knows how to block. He knows how to play defense. But if like a scrub or like a player that doesn't know how to block low, and people are going to... SSJkus are going to run at him with 2Ms, he's going to get hit. Of course, he's going to think that SSJku is the best character in the game because he opens him up for free. So not only are... Because I'm going to circle back to like a beta tier list for Strife is dumb, in my opinion. I think it's smart for streamers to do it because like people always want to know a tier list. And if Sonic Fox like, hey, if I get 100 subs in the next like 2 hours, I'm going to do a tier list. That's free money for him. That's just a smart business decision. Yeah. And I'm not going to knock him for that because that is actually smart. But
I get that. I get that.
Yeah,
that
but a serious tier list, like from pro players, of course, it does give a perspective. But especially with Strife being in beta, I think making serious tier list is a waste of your time. Yeah. And you should wait until like at least a couple of months in, maybe a couple online tournaments in, to see how the game plays. Because I want to get into the netcode right now. I think the way the netcode is done, especially in close proximity, like EU plus UK, I think we're all going to have a great fucking time. And I think online tournaments are going to pop the fuck off when Strife comes out.
I hope so. I think people are still going to say it's online, it doesn't matter, which kind of sucks. But the connection's good. Everyone I played Slash, and I think that's the worst connection I had. I didn't play anyone from America or anything, or JP. I took everyone's word for it. Everyone's saying that they could play on the other side of the planet. I was like, cool, I don't need to do it then. I'll just take your word for it. Everyone's saying it, cool. I'll go with it. I still think when rollback doesn't work, it's worse than delayed. Like teleporting is way worse than buttons getting eaten up. Hopefully it happens a lot less. But EU to EU, I had no problem whatsoever. I think even I know Xerox was playing someone, and Germany are pretty renowned for having really like dodgy connections. Like Mr. Popo, Hemios. Yeah. They
Germany
always
has
not
like
being able to
poverty
play.
internet for some reason. Nobody knows why. Then again, they like are 5 years behind everyone else. So,
but they've been able to play. Mr. Popo said he's been playing. Xerox was playing. I don't know about Hemios. The connection is good. Hopefully, it does make people want to play the game more. Because again, we've said this like a million times. This for Dragon Ball, that's the worst thing about it. Like, don't worry about UI. Don't worry about Season 2 GT. It's the netcode. That's the biggest thing that stops people playing, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks. If that had rollback, which I think is really hard for them to add now, I know it's doable, But like you said, they're probably thinking about doing the DBFZ 2. Why would they put rollback in the end of the game's lifespan? It doesn't really make sense.
I kind of went on a tirade a couple of seconds ago about the tier lists, and shout out to Mr. Valle. He just put out this tweet. Don't let early tier list discussions prevent you from enjoying your favorite characters in Strive. I'm using Chip, which some players believe is on the lower side of the tier list. I don't care. He's one of my favorite Guilty Gear characters. Besides, we're playing a beta too early. Thank you.
Let's go.
The GOAT.
That's actually got me hyped.
Thank you,
To
Uncle
be
Valle.
fair, he's like the only chip that I've seen. Valle's. Like, the actual good chip. There's very few chips, and I actually do think it's because people are Twitter going, oh, look, he gets TOD'd. And that's literally been the chip way. If you go on Rev and you look for touch of deaths...
That was... I remember... I'll never forget this. I remember one time at XFed, you were playing, and you were like... I asked you, like, yo, how's Chip? And you're like, he's pretty good. I was like, how's the life thing? And you were like, bro, he's a pixie dust character. Like, he gets hit, he dies, but he has good neutral, amazing mix-ups. Like, what do you want from a pixie dust character? Like,
I mean, it's all it comes back to balancing, and people just tend to forget that.
Yeah.
There's a reason why in Rev, Slayer would power bunk Chip, and if he didn't have burst, he lost that round. So it's just the nature of the character. Yeah. It's just every character has a flaw, maybe by UI.
I mean, I'm gonna go. Of course, it's me. I'm still gonna talk about Marvel when I can. Like, Phoenix was. Okay, so for the people that don't know, we had like Marvel versus Capcom 3, Fate at Two Worlds, aka Vanilla, and then we had Ultimate. In Vanilla, Phoenix straight up ruined the game. She ruined the game, and she had 325k, where the average was 1 mil. She had lowest health of the entire cast, but she had this mechanic. If you had 5 bars, so maximum amount of bars, she would transform into the most broken, overpowered character I've ever seen in the fighting game, even worse than Easter Egg Akuma in Street Fighter 2.
It was a raid boss. She turned into a raid boss.
It was a literal raid boss, to the point where people that got really good at the game, I think Filipino Champ and Ryan LV are the two most obvious players that they were the Phoenix gods. It didn't matter if you took out Filipino Champ's Doom and Magneto. It didn't matter if you took out Ryan LV's Chun-Li. You still had that Phoenix, and if you had 5 bars, you're most likely not gonna win. Yeah. But people are saying, but she has the lowest health in the game. It doesn't matter. She only needs to transform, and she needs to hit you once, and the game is over.
Just don't get hit, bro.
Just don't get hit. It's been like this. It's actually an archetype. Like, it happened with Akuma. Akuma had low health. He was a glass cannon. But if he knocks you down and vortex you, you're not going to hit him anyway. So his health is actually irrelevant at that point. What does it matter if you've got 1 HP if you can't hit the person? And Phoenix didn't let you hit him. Akuma had really good neutral, and then he had a vortex, so everything was a safe jump, and it was the mix.
Seth was so cheap.
Seth was a madness. Even catching him in the first place was hard enough, and then when he set played you, his health bar became irrelevant. They're the opposite to grapplers, where their health bars are currency. They don't look at their health bar; they're going, "Oh, I've still got enough health to get in, not enough health to survive." They just want health to get in. That's how Pop plays.
Yeah, because when grapplers get in, you're sweating bullets.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they've got 100 HP or 2 HP. Like, a grab is a grab. And if you can't block it, that's it. That's how Pot is. This game, I feel, benefits characters like Pot, Axel a bit more because the screen's smaller and the stages are shorter. In Rev, Pot and Axel are the worst characters in the game by a mile.
I actually I did not know that. The screen's smaller in Strive.
Way smaller.
Real quick, guys, we are at time actually, so we're already been live for like over 1.5 hours. So I want to do closing remarks real quick. So anything you still want to say? Go shoot.
I'll go real quick. Play if you can. Play both games. Play Dragon Ball and Strife. They're totally different. You don't have to give up one to play the other. I think Strife's going to be fairly
popular,
not casual friendly, but accessible, where you don't have to give up your job to main a character, which you kind of had to do in Rev. You can definitely play both games and be at a very good level. So yeah, play both games. hopefully DBZ gets a revamp soon. And yeah, enjoy the beta if you've got it.
That's actually encouraged me to play it way more. Knowing
Yeah,
that, like, because I
C4 got
thought
me
it was
hyped,
going to be
man.
like, I thought it was going to be like Rev, like
Nah.
full-time job, 9 to 5. Like, I don't get
Definitely
it.
not, man. You can actually have fun playing Guilty Gear now, man. It's
Yo,
been a
I'm
long
hyped.
time.
You just sold me the game, man. You should work for Arc Souls.
I would ask them for royalties. I'll ask them for royalties. Yeah, play both, man. You could definitely play both. Easy.
I mean, and if you want to play with fighting game characters, you can always play Fortnite. Because for you and Chun-Li are in that game now.
No.
And Chun-Li still has the... I don't know what it is with Chun-Li, but she always is cursed.
Yeah,
I'm going to let you look into that like after the show. NickVee, anything you want to say till we get into the plugging?
I'm excited to play Strive, I'm not gonna lie. And this podcast helps even more with that. But yeah, we still have to
Whoa. Yo, Shadow, thank you so much for the sub. Also, Nick, you need to check your DMs because he's gonna send you with you. But yeah, thank you so much, Shadow. Sorry for interjecting there, Nick. But Shadow, thank you so much for the sub. Love you, brother. Thanks for the support. Anything else you wanted to say, Nick?
Nope, that was it. Give DBFZ rollback.
I most certainly agree.
Please.
Yeah, and Yassine, anything you want to add? Some closing remarks?
Yeah, give DBFZ rollback. That's all I Please. Just support the fighting games you love. It's cheesy and cringe, but yeah, just support the fighting games you love. Give Strive a chance, but don't let Dragon Ball die, please.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah, please don't let. I really don't want Gogeta to be released and then people don't like the character and the game dies. Sorry, go ahead, Mace.
No, I was about to say I'm a Guilty Gear head, and it was before Dragon Ball, and I still don't want Guilty Gear to take over Dragon Ball. They're so different, and what Dragon Ball brought to the fighting game community, Strive can never do that. Guilty Gear can never do what Dragon Ball did. It literally unified so many different.
It did something like magical.
Yep. Yes, don't let it die, man. Like legit, don't let it die.
Also, Yassine, Shadow asks you, who do you play in DBFC? Do you play MK11, and who is that on your poster?
I play Team Gohan, GT, and 21. I don't play MK, and the poster is Lightning from Final Fantasy 13.
Ouch! Get out of here.
No, it was bought for me as a present. So years ago.
Anyway, guys, this is the end of the Trash TalkerZ podcast, episode 6. But before we all go, of course, we got the shameless plugging. Nick, go ahead.
Oh man,
where can we find you?
Follow me. Yeah. Follow me on twitch.tv/xjfree. Follow me on Twitter.
I should follow that guy.
What is my Twitter? Hang on. Is it xjfree as well?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it's xjfree as well on Twitter.
Yeah, I think it is.
That's it.
Follow my Twitter as well, at NickVee with a U in between.
Man,
or maybe good at Dragon Ball as well, yeah.
You stole my joke. I was going to say that about RawKid. Everyone at RawKid on Twitter and tell him to stream his Parsec games.
Yeah, you should.
Oh my god, I should do that.
Exactly. They... Like RawKid, people that don't know, he's got like a boot camp of like the UK up and comers, and he's like training them.
Oh,
and they're getting really good. They're getting Dark's getting real good. Dark, shout out to Dark. He used to be so trash in the game, and then he went to Parsec with RawKid, and he's actually really good. Same with Scythe and Plug and stuff. So yeah, everyone pressure RawKid to stream.
You know, just as you said that, I'm opening my cloud right now.
Oh, shout out to Himeos as well. He has opened up a Parsec server as well, and it's really, really good.
Nice,
it feels really good.
Nice.
Even for his German internet, it feels really good because he can play offline, and I'm playing as if I'm playing PS4 offline.
Oh, that's kind of nice. Yeah, I should get Himios on the show at one point.
Definitely should.
Yeah, because next week, we're all done plugging, right? No, RawKid, you need to. Yes, you need to plug your.
Twitter is.
I mean, it's on the screen. It's on the screen.
Oh, you put it up? Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude. We got production. Like Twitter handles are.
I will try to start streaming the Parsec game soon. I was actually uploading one of the sets onto my YouTube But yeah, I'll try and get like my stream sorted out. I just need a new layout. I'll hit up.
You hit up Shuridu.
I mean, yeah, sure you do. I really need to hit him up. Yeah, so Pasta Games, I'll try and get them up on stream soon.
Yeah. All right.
My next stream will handle it.
Thank you everyone for watching. Next episode's guest is already confirmed. We got the one, the only Plug, which is gonna get on. It's gonna be on March 7th. Same time, same channel. Thank you everyone for watching. Real quick for the shout outs. Yassine, thank you so much for the follow. Wow, Shadow with a resub and a gift sub. My man coming in with the gift subs. Thank you so much for the support. And Lucas Shot, thank you as well for the raid and for the follow. Thank you everyone for watching. It's been great. And yeah, see everyone next time.
Peace out, guys.
See ya.